Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts Broadcasting Radio. The Frankenstein Earphone Radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Today's episode of Frankenstein Control is brought to you by Jack Gyllenhaal's warehouse of pornographic plates.
Are they sold in sets like QVC plates?
They're sold in sets of 2 because they look like testes and boobies.
Oh.
And do you ever look at the Lucerne logo on
Yeah.
milk, and it's supposed to be a silo and a watermill, but it looks like a cock and balls.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And I wonder if they keep it because they think it's funny.
They probably do.
Well, you should know that Jack Gyllenhaal's warehouse of pornographic plates.
Jack Gyllenhaal, not at all to be confused with Jake Gyllenhaal.
And his non-pornographic plate warehouse.
Yes.
His warehouse of completely regular, family-friendly plates.
Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal has a perfectly placid collection of plates, while Jack Gyllenhaal has
Has a completely flaccid set of plates.
has an unflaccid set of plates.
Turgid plates.
Turgid plates.
That's
We
one
got
of the worst
We
words.
have plates in turgid stacks. Yes. Oh man, like I imagine like a fucking water pitcher it's all veiny.
Turgid and creamy really are the worst words to read if you're like reading erotic material.
Creamy.
I'll have to take your word for it because that's one of the few things I never read is erotic material.
I remember I read something and they described somebody's thighs as creamy thighs. And I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard creamy
No.
thighs described. The first time I ever heard thighs described as creamy was fucking Magical Shopping Arcade of Benobashi.
Really?
Yeah, the main character, the main boy, rather, he's like fantasizing about this hot lady, and he's like, and her creamy thighs, and this, that, and the other. And they all spoke in southern accents, because in the dub, because they're supposed to have the, what is it, like the Hokkaido accent or something?
Oh, yeah, where they're like the
Japan's,
bumpkin people.
Japan's Texas.
Yeah.
Japan's Texas. Do you think people in Hokkaido are like anti-vaxxers? They're like, don't you give me that vaccine, Damasu.
The shogunate will rise again. They're driving a Duke's car, but it's got like the fucking Shinsengumi pattern on it.
Oh, that's good.
It plays the General Lee music, but it's on a biwa.
Well, speaking of Biwa, we be back. Welcome, it's Frankenstein Control. Who knows when this episode is releasing? We're in the process of moving, so
Yes.
I don't know when the fuck this is coming out. I hope you do. I certainly hope you do at home. If you don't, then look at a watch or something.
Look at a calendar, please.
Look at a colander.
Ground yourself in reality for but a moment.
Strain the
A
noodles of
single
their liquid.
painful moment.
Oh my god. I just imagine a guy looking at a calendar going, "Ah!"
Oh, it's Tuesday and it hurts!
I mean, it's kind of how I felt woken up this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't get very good sleep last night at all.
I always
Shit
get the
sucked.
worst sleep going into Tuesdays. It's because my work starts really early on Tuesdays. It's like our day where we start at 8 and it sucks.
I don't know why I had such shit. Like, it's very sporadic when it happens. Usually I'm like, all right, it's bedtime, and, whatever. But, like, sometimes I'll just be in bed and I'm just, like, bolt upright, Squidward, bloodshot eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing helps. And I just gotta fucking deal with it.
That's how I was like a couple weeks ago when I had the dentist appointment early in the morning, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm like daytime, I'm like noon awake, and it's like 3 a.m. and this is bullshit.
That's how last night was. It was very distressing. Like, I gotta do things tomorrow.
So by the time this episode comes out, it will have already happened. But as of today, I have 3 more days of work at my job before I quit.
And then she's free.
And,
She's free!
Free of the night shift. I can finally be awake during the day. And
You can be a day walker again.
yeah, finally, Wesley Snipes is me.
You're gonna the next time you see Jen, there's going to be like a 10-minute montage of you biting her neck. Like,
As if there isn't already.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just not in public.
They got that idea from you.
Yeah.
Oh. And you're like, down, Ada. Welcome to Frankenstein Control.
You're not exaggerating at all. This is literally what happens.
Now, now it's time for Ada After Dark.
Quit sharing my personal life with everybody.
It's just you just hear that noise that a saw makes when you shake it. It's like, oh, you don't want to know what that's the sound.
Yeah, I know that sound. It's hard. You can't imitate it with your mouth.
It's the Foley thunder.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
They just make it sound distant and in a warehouse or something. Do you know how they make the wind sound? Like
some guy farts really hard into the Foley mic.
Almost, but not quite. They have a big giant like roll of cloth, and then they scrape shit, like gently scrape shit against it while like turning it on a conveyor belt, so it makes that constant noise. And that's how they did it back in the old days.
That's cool.
Now we just have freesound.org
Yeah.
and other collections. They got those big CDs full of like free sound effect shit.
Yeah.
Or you just go on the sound effects wiki and say, fuck it. Like I do. Hey, to play a sound effect. Ain't that a good one? Here's another one.
I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Here's one I like a lot.
Topping the news today, 2 murders and a robbery in less than 24 hours. Central City citizens are in a panic after a gun battle erupts onto their busy streets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
1 police officer is killed. And
That's a winner.
Taylor, do a Howie scream. That was just Taylor. That was not a stock sound effect.
Here's the real Howie scream.
One time, many moons ago, if we have not told this story on Frankenstein Control before, Ada accompanied my wife Lissa and I to Halloween Haunt one year.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
We were walking.
I know this story.
Walking through the park between the mazes and the stuff we wanted to do, and we happened to be walking past one of the live shows the Haunt crew do, where they do like a musical kind of a show thing real
They
quick.
do a funny musical review.
And the song, unironically and with no warning whatsoever, contained a Howie scream.
Yeah. And the singer's like, scream! Scream! And then it goes, yeah!
Ada and I were destroyed.
We doubled over laughing. Alyssa's like, what the fuck?
Like, I don't... Like, she had somehow missed all of that.
Yeah.
Our esoteric...
Howie
knowledge of archaic sound effects. And so we lost our goddamn minds. The stupid Howie screams. Hearing one in the wild was great. Speaking of things that Lissa somehow missed, I spent a goodly proportion of this past weekend.
A godly proportion. He was praying.
A godly proportion of my Friday night this past Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Telling Lissa who Jesco White was.
Oh my God.
Because she had somehow, our friend group discovered Jesco White before I met Lissa.
Oh wow.
And so I had to tell her who he was, and we watched a bunch of, there's like bits and pieces of the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And we watched a lot of those. We watched a lot of old Jesco interviews. We watched... Like, you can actually find the original PBS 1991 documentary about his mountain dancing that he did, called The Dancing Outlaw, and that is on YouTube in its entirety. It's like half an hour long, and you can watch it. And it's like shows young Jesco when he was probably our current age. And he
looked like he was 50.
Yep.
People were older back then.
They were.
He actually looked really good when he was young. Like,
oh, did he?
He looked really good.
Huh.
He looked really good.
Well,
and, he was talking. That's when he tells the sloppy slimy eggs story
and a Huffin aeroplane
I'll
glue.
fucking kill her.
There was a Huffin airplane glue in a sandwich bag.
Sandwich bag.
Sandwich bag. And I had a sock full of... I'd sniff some of that airplane glue, and then I'd hit the gas. It means huff gasoline after huffing airplane glue.
God, how do these people survive?
I felt like I could stop a coal train after I did that. I was Superman, man.
He was flying over Caldera.
He really was. And then we pulled
Jessica White is absolutely a Khajiit.
He is. He's a Khajiit in human form.
He's a Khajiit in human form.
If ever anyone was a Khajiit, it would be him.
he's a drug slamming kitty cat.
Who steals things.
Steals things.
No, he actually,
like Revere.
I actually think that Jesco is minus the horrible racial slurs and things that come from growing up and spending your formative years where he did. He's not that bad of a guy. He just has problems.
Problems that involve beating somebody for slimy, sloppy eggs.
And brain damage from all the
Huffin' airplane
glue out of a sandwich bag.
And then I actually pulled up all of the scenes of him voicing G-Pop or P-Pop Kyler or whatever his name is. So Granddad P-Pop Kyler or whatever he calls him. Whatever. He plays Early's father on Squidbillies, and it's really funny. And I was only partially tinged with sadness at Unknown Henson turning out to be pretty much not an act.
Yeah. Oh, that's just who he is.
Yeah, so
and the animation studio's just making fun of him.
Yeah, and then Squidbillies is... I'm pretty sure it's canceled, but I'm not sure entirely. But
Squidbullies.
Speaking of... I'm just doing a bunch of... You know what? I'll give one of you two a chance to tell a story before I continue hogging the mic here, because I'm just sort of going on a tangent. What do y'all got to talk about?
Jen and I started... I watched some of this, but now Jen's watching it with me. Dodo Hidodo.
You're watching Doodle La 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 La.
Which is a anime that's really weird and has a lot of really funny stuff in it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty hysterical. There's a lot of gross shit in it, but it's all like surrounded by
everything you watch.
This aura of like sincerity and goofiness. Like in one scene, like somebody falls into a river that's like filled with corpses in it, and then the other one they're comically running away from a giant roach man. They're just like, run away! The main characters in it, Kaiman and Nikaido. I feel like you and Lissa, if both of you got like really buff, could do a good like couples cosplay.
Huh.
Like
interesting.
Because Kaiman is a big, dorky but scary looking guy that like just loves knives. He like wears his body armor and he's got like multiple holsters of knives that he can just like pull them out at any point.
That sounds awesome. Sign me right the fuck up.
You'd have to work on your Vector the Crocodile impression though.
Explain that, so at least Jen will get closure.
So yesterday, I walk in on you guys watching Doodle La La La, and I'm like, oh, neat. And they're in a spooky house, and they're doing things, and the main character he's talking for a prolonged period of time, because all the other bits that I saw, he didn't talk for very long. But like, and they're watching the dub. Yeah. And so anyway, they're like, oh yeah, this is the professor's house. We'll just knock on the door and he'll open the door and it'll be great. And I'm just like, have you guys seen the computer room yet? And then Ada just like slowly turned her head at me with this death gaze. It was like, shut up.
I might be opening a particularly rancid can of worms here, but
it's
I
from
have
a Sonic game.
no idea what you're talking about.
Which one is it?
Vector the Crocodile
is it Heroes?
Yes, it's in Sonic
is he
Heroes.
The green crocodile
He's the
guy?
crocodile.
Oh.
Ah!
I've never heard him talk.
He was the one in the Sonic Heroes that goes, blah, blah. But yeah, if you listen to him in any of the cutscenes, he kind of has the same gravelly voice.
Sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait.
But there was a cartoon that somebody made on like Newgrounds or some shit where the only thing I remember from it is this wall-eyed Vector the Crocodile going, have you guys found the computer room yet? Which is making fun of a mission that you do in Sonic Heroes with Vector where you're looking for a computer room. And so
doesn't he just like constantly harass you, like, have you found it? Have you found it?
Yeah.
Have you found it? And he gets
we
really
still
irritated.
need to find that computer room. And so
is he the fucking like hacker character of them? There's always one.
He's a classic Sonic character where like all of them kind of do everything as long as the plot calls for it. Yeah. And
also, he looks like he's a rapper because he's got like sunglasses and chains and stuff.
Yeah, he has the.
I always wonder why he had all that.
He looks like a cereal mascot.
Yeah, he does. He really does look like a cereal mascot and a serial murderer.
Eat computer Krispies.
I should also note, B-Rai, because Ada left this out. Knife guy. The guy with the voice like this.
Yeah, he has a lizard head.
Yeah, he has the head of a big green lizard.
Oh, that's kind of relevant information.
Yeah.
Particularly when you're comparing him to a crocodile man.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why... Look who it is, Ada. And Ada's like, I'm going to kill you.
It's just like, what? What's wrong?
Yeah, Jen's like, what's going on? What are you doing?
And I'm just seething.
Jen, you don't
How
want
dare
to
you
explain.
ruin this for me, Taylor? Don't bring Vector into this home.
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet. It's on Netflix. I absolutely recommend it.
What's it called?
Doro Hidoro.
Okay, for a second.
Doro Hidoro.
Doro Hidoro. Okay, I sort of got it confused with Toradora, which is the slice of life one about the scary looking guy and the tiny girl.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I know that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's pretty good.
I know it mostly thanks to 4chan, but that's different.
That's a different story. Let's
You're
not
like,
talk
oh,
about
a
that.
spoilered image. Oh my god!
Oh no! I don't want to know.
You're gonna see some weird shit on there.
Yeah, that's why I don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
You get sick of it after a while.
Yeah.
Speaking of images that are repellent, now I'll tell my earlier story.
About Scoobert Doobert?
No. I am thinking of getting a tattoo.
Oh, shit.
And I might have one by the time this episode airs, depending
word?
on how soon they can fit me in.
Be right. Take your left arm out from under your... Oh, you got some definition, boy. Look
I
at
do.
that. Look at the muscles.
I've been lifting. I've been using my COVID time to lift some weights.
My muscly little boy, look at you. Look at that. Good show, old chap.
Thank you.
looking good.
I've upped my push-ups and I've added the bicep curls into the mix.
Ooh, them curls.
Absolutely zero cardio, so I couldn't run a mile after somebody or anything like that. If you can escape the reach of my hulking arms, you are pretty much safe because I cannot chase you. But yeah, I'm
Sorry,
thinking,
it's a distract.
Your raptor won't give you speed.
my stilt-like legs will actually give me speed. Lissa was at
increases your avionics.
long before COVID. Lissa was actually on a walk with some of her coworkers, and Lissa's not super tall, but they're like, "Geez," like all these other ladies she works with are like, "Lissa, like slow down. Like, why are you walking so fast?" She's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm used to keeping up with my gigantic husband who takes a single city block in one stride."
Walks along like some kind of Godzilla.
Some kind of kaiju. But no, I am considering getting a tattoo. It'll be on my left upper arm. It's going to be a forward quote, and I'm thinking a little cartoon doodle of a skull. Mm-hmm. And the quote, unsurprisingly, is going to be from Blood Meridian.
Ah.
Well, it's from a lot of things, including a famous old painting. It's the Latin phrase "E in Arcadia ego," which means "even in paradise I exist," and that is engraved in chased silver on Judge Holden's rifle. And I always thought that was pretty fucking cool. So I want to get that tattooed.
You're gonna get engraved on your guns.
Exactly. And I had this.
Now you just gotta spray paint your arm silver.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get that tattooed for a while, but I always had like grand plans of having like, something from the book, like incorporating into the design somehow, like one of the historically accurate firearms from the book and stuff. But then I'm like, that's not an entry-level tattoo. That's gonna be detailed and expensive and painful, and I don't even know if I'll be able to do that. So simpler is better. And I probably just want to get like the phrase and maybe a skull. That'll convey enough.
So I've always wanted a tattoo of some kind or another, just because I think it'd be neat. But like, every time I think of one that like revolves around something from something that I like, I always get paranoid. Like, oh, I want to get like a Mega Man helmet tattoo or something. But like, what happens when like Keiji Inafune is revealed to be a sex pest or something?
Yeah.
And then I have that shit engraved in my flesh forever.
Well,
It's
Cormac,
fucking sucks.
I got a tattoo of my favorite band tattooed on my chest. ISIS.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, oh.
Cormac McCarthy is, what is it that Cotton Hill says? I'm an old man. Everyone already hates me. So, Cormac McCarthy's like 87 years old, and Cormac McCarthy is extremely private about his political beliefs. Mm-hmm. So he's clamped down on a lot of any kind of devastating thing of that nature. He is kept very well under wraps, and smartly so. But anyhow, I was thinking about I was like, well, do I want the font to be kind of like a Western kind of a font? Do I want to incorporate
Comic Sans?
Yeah, I was going to say Papyrus, Comic Sans, Impact.
Yes, it's Papyrus, the skull.
Yeah, literally Papyrus.
The font is Comic Sans.
That's actually, don't tempt me.
Papyrus Sans.
But,
even in paradise, I'm here.
Paradise wouldn't be complete without Sans. Let's be honest.
Without Papyrus, the Sand Skeleton Undertale.
But I was like, how can I make it just like a little bit more, like, do I want it more generic or do I want it more like sort of true to proof of concept here? Mm-hmm. Like, how could I incorporate like Western imagery into this? And I was like, I wonder if I could like have, I was literally just spitballing, not
make the skull
anything.
Wear a cowboy hat.
I considered that, but then I was like, I wonder, and I like just casually looked up skull cowboy, and I was like, oh no, and I just saw like thousands upon thousands of horribly like top tier cringe skull cowboy, like these are all images, the background image from a meme that thinly threatens like sexual violence against AOC or something, like some horrible shit that I do not ever want to be associated with. Like, regular skull, just no Western features at all. Just text and skull.
Yeah.
No Western features. We're not going down that road.
We can make it the skull that's on coughing from Pokemon.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Make it the skull that Dr. Wily puts on all of his robots.
Yeah.
Make it Make it the elongated skulls that people found in, like, the Aztec places. Make it the crystal skull from Dan Aykroyd.
This would not work very well. I thought about doing this, but it also contains cultural elements that I'm not super comfortable with broaching the topic of. But at historical, like, anthropological, like, depending on if, going in a more realistic direction with the skull.
You're thinking of getting Uncle Tom's Cabin, and it's entirely printed all over your body.
Yes, like a Yakuza member, but with that.
Oh, no!
Like how people do this, like a whole T-shirt, but it's the script of the B movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome! What a great shirt idea! I love that. I'm a meme shit, so it's fine.
That is hysterical.
I love that.
And the bigger the shirt is, the more legible it is.
Oh my god, I could fit the entire script of the B movie onto my gigantic body.
Yeah.
Finally, at last, my glorious gigantic ass will feature all of Jerry Seinfeld's best lines. Mm-hmm. Like, you like jazz? I'm sorry, B-Rai. I keep interrupting.
Oh,
I'm being a big biddy.
It's really not that. I want to give you. I feel like I hog the mic a lot talking about dumb shit.
I'm about to keep interrupting your fun brainstorming about Cormac McCrunch.
Oh, so like some Cormac McCrunch, Captain Cormac McCrunch,
Cormac McCrunchy.
Yeah.
Crunchy.
No, I was sort of tentatively thinking of like skulls from anthropology dig sites. Have certain striations in like the skull part of the skull part of the skull. That they can tell that there's a distinctive wound pattern that they can tell the person was scalped.
Oh.
And so I was thinking of incorporating that, but I'm like, no, I'm not comfortable doing that.
Just do a skull, man.
Just a skull. Just a regular old skull.
Just do a skull.
And I'm not even gonna like. I'm thinking it's gonna be like a sort of cartoony skull with X's for eyes that looks like something Harley Quinn would doodle.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I like that idea. It's not photorealistic. Doesn't require hours in the chair if I don't even like getting a tattoo. Like, I don't want to sit down and be like, I hate the sensation of getting a tattoo.
There's a stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I have this horrible, this vivid tapestry that I had planned, and I can't even stand to have like a letter done or something, you know.
Yeah.
But considering that the
That'd be
ladies-
really funny if you chicken out right at the beginning. Yeah, E. You just have E on your. That's actually really funny.
Markiplier face.
E.
Under the effect of potent painkillers and lidocaine, I later go back and have the Farquaad Markiplier added.
An E tattoo would be really hard to do. Like, how would you?
How would you deep fry your
how
arm?
would you deep fry? Well, only one way, I suppose. Get the deep fry oil.
There's a lot of tattoos that are like bad tattoos done by like people who shouldn't have been, or probably not licensed or actual tattoo artists, and they look deep fried.
Oh.
You find on the internet like bad tattoos, some of them do look deep fried.
I like that.
It's funny.
That's funny.
I'll do the tattoo for you.
I want slightly on topic. I want a shirt. I want a shirt that just says crunchy.
I.e.
No, just CRUNCHY, crunchy, and it's in like it's like an Arial font or something. Mm-hmm. Something very plain, something very unexpressive font, and I just want a shirt that says crunchy. Because I think crunchy's a funny word.
It is a funny word.
And people be like, is that a band or something? And you just go, crunchy. And then walk away.
You go to 7-Eleven and you just say crunchy, and when the guy's like, all right, sir, that'll be $7.95 for whatever you got here. You crunchy. That's all you say is crunchy.
You use crunchy like cool. So it's like the $3.50 is like, oh, that's crunchy. Oh, give them the money.
That's terrible.
Have a crunchy day.
So crunchy, man. Super crunchy.
And like put I don't know, something in your shoes that would make like a crunchy noise. So like when you walk around, you crunch. Like make pants out of like newspaper or something, and like wear it under your pants. So when you walk
Ada,
around,
you're describing crinkling. Is what you're describing right now. I just thought I'd stop you right
What's
there.
crinkling? Is that a thing?
it's one of those things. Like I wish I didn't know what we were talking about. I wish I had your naivete.
Virginal naivete.
Yeah.
Just Urban Dictionary crinkling. You'll find out.
Is it a
Don't
weird?
tell him to do that.
Is it a weird fetish?
Yes, it's a weird fetish thing.
Is it exactly what it sounds like?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
A weird fetish where people just like crinkling shit.
Oh, well.
Well, shit is certainly involved.
Oh, do they like shit themselves and let it dry or something?
I feel like that's worse.
Not knowing what it is just going in the opposite direction. I'm just like, what possible fresh hell could
It's a
this
diaper
be?
thing, goddammit.
Oh no!
There. I'm sorry I brought it up.
That's all.
Tisha got me with that one day. I was playing Dark Souls, and I got the
Heavy armor?
No, I got the witch armor from Dark Souls 2.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh!
and I remembered how in 2 the leg armor is just a pair of heels.
Uh-huh.
And in like underwear. But in Dark Souls 3, you have the heels, but you also have like this bunched up purple loincloth.
Purple? I thought it was white.
I'm pretty sure it's purple because
Oh.
it matches the rest of the aesthetic of the outfit.
Okay.
But I'm like, oh, it's just like bunched up underwear. And she's like, it's like a diaper. I'm like, ew. And then she goes, crinkle souls.
No! No! No, please, God.
Oh, that's really funny. Oh.
She just laughs at my my misery.
Laughs at no!
And that's why I never finished the DLC.
Oh, that's why. Not because it was hard.
Yeah, not because I tried to fight, what's his face?
Medea.
Medea. I tried to fight Medea once.
Why'd you come into my cave? I'm gonna get you.
And I said, I could do this,
And
but
then Medea,
I want to do other
And
things.
the Medea bends over and fires a giant laser at you while plays
As I crinkle around.
as you crinkle. I will say, Medea's laser in that game
It
is
looks so cool.
It's one of the coolest fucking effects I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah.
It looks badass. The way they handle the light is so awesome. And then it does the fucking anime thing where the laser goes and then explosions fall out.
Oh, that's rad. as fuck.
I love anime.
Oh, that good old anime laser.
Anime
dog.
explosion lasers is one of my favorite visual tropes ever. It never gets old. Every time it appears in something, I'm like, yeah!
I wonder what the very first
Example of that
was.
It was used in Nausicaa.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's in Nausicaa.
Oh, they had explosion lasers in...
Yeah, it's in Nausicaa.
How old is
Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind?
Yes.
So I know they do it in Evangelion as well.
That was going to be my guess.
There's no way that's the oldest version.
Do you think it was Gojira? Do you think Gojira did it first?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to look up.
Yeah, Ada, it says crinkling in your Google history. What's going on there?
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I will not stand for this.
What's this Rainforest 2021 tickets? Ada!
What? I mean, I know I'm sure that's exactly what it sounds like.
What is that?
You've never seen the Internet Historian video on Rainforest?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, I highly recommend everybody watch that video, no matter who you are. Show your grandkids.
Is it like an especially awful furry convention or something?
Yes, it was a furry convention where literally everything went wrong, and it's spectacular, the depths of human depravity that occurred there. It's
the Internet
quite
Historian Rainforest?
Yes.
I'm going to watch that when I'm playing Red Dead tonight.
Well, it also helps that the Internet Historian is just a really funny channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Concordia episode is really funny.
I love that.
That was pretty good.
I'm so glad so many of my friends watched such a long thing. Because anytime I post things over 10 minutes long, I'm just like,
nobody has time for this. It will be ignored.
I'll be alone with this knowledge. But then people watch it and they go, and then I crinkle.
Let's never talk about this ever again.
You're never going to go to the store and look at crinkle fries the same way again. I guarantee it. You're going to go to the frozen food section and go to like a Vietnam flashback.
Anytime I walk past like the baby aisle or something in Walmart, I'm going to just have a flashback.
A shudder of revulsion.
Yeah.
You're going to go into conniptions.
You're just going to find me seizing on the floor
of the baby aisle. Babies are gross.
This episode's over.
What? It is?
Yes.
Oh.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, shit.
Make sure to pee before you go to sleep so you don't wet the bed, you fucking loser.
Oh, I got rubber sheets for that.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.